But I grew up about 2 miles from here, whole life. Graduated from the school, locally from the schools, and then went to the Army for 8 to 10 years. I was a officer in the Army, flew helicopters, flew Apaches and Kiowas, one tour to Iraq, then came back and started farming with my dad. Just kind of eased into it. Didn't necessarily mean for it to be full-time and as large as it is now, but it worked out. I like the lifestyle. Seasonally, it's long hours, but also I don't have to ask anybody to go take off to go to one of my kids' plays. So I'm my own boss. I like that.
And I know you have a solar installation here and some battery storage. How did that come about?
That came about from our mutual friend Lester. We had looked into it on a small scale years before, but none of the other companies were ever interested to really come to Tennessee. And then I'd given up on it, and years later, Lester showed up, but I kind of stuck with him, and I wanted to see how it would work.
Why did you want to go solar? Because you said that you were already looking into this, right? What was your motivation behind that?
I believe it's the motivation of a lot of people in the rural area, just to not to be dependent on anyone else, be able to take care of yourself. I don't like owing any money to anybody. I don't like having to depend on anybody. I mean, it's nice to get other stuff, but I like, if I had to, could shut everything off and run off this. So just independence.
Does this area experience power outages or any kind of extreme weather events where power is something that you're worried about?
Yeah, I mean, we're on the edge of Tornado Alley, and a lot of our stuff is not set up for heavy winter weather like it would be further north. So, you know, extreme winter weather, extreme winds and tornadoes, we do have power outages.
Good. Now, going back to the REAP grant, would you tell us a little bit about your experience with the REAP grant, and would you even have gone solar without it?
I would never have gone solar on this scale without it. They put everything in to supply our entire shop, which 110, 220, and 3-phase. I mean, at one time here, I told you it was a little sawmill. It wasn't little. It took up this whole spot, and we had 250 horsepower of 3-phase engines running for 10 hours a day. The intention was to make this system to run that again.
I know that you had some upfront financing with Climatize as well. Would you have gone solar without upfront financing to be able to cover the costs of the system?
No, I wouldn't have. A lot of this individual solar, especially solar with batteries to put back into the grid to store for yourself, is so new, a lot of people are afraid of it. I can't say I wasn't afraid of it.
And do you think you going solar has created an impact in the community? How is this project perceived by others?
A lot of people were, like I just described, scared, didn't know what it was, don't know if they trust it. Something different. Once ours was approved and the guys started working last summer to install, I got calls from quite a few of them several times during the summer from the same people wanting to know more about it because they were going to apply for a grant now.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, you were a pioneer inspiring others, right? Because I guess when they saw it working for you, maybe that...
Pioneer, crash test dummy, whatever you want to say.
Pioneer maybe sounds better.
Yeah.
No? But nice. No, I'm glad to hear that. And right now, there's some issues with REAP grants being frozen. What would you say if you had the chance to speak to policymakers about this program? Is there anything that you would like to share with them?
I've seen a lot of the fraud, waste, and abuse in programs, even like this or other programs, and I would like them, if they would ever want to come visit, to see that it does. At least this one was real. It went to a real person, a real farm, in a real area, and come look at it. That's all I can say. Here's I guess a success story.
Is there any message that you would like to share with the investors that supported this project?
Yeah, I'd like to say thank you. As I mentioned earlier, I was not sure how to go forward without funding on this project. It was a large project, and this was large for me. A smaller project can be large for another guy. You got somebody investing in you, wanting to see this happen. It's a good feeling. I'm glad we could get it done. I'm glad it could be a success story with investors, a success story with the REAP grants. And I'm excited to go forward. And if you like to come here, come visit.